because they get so mad. They get so friggin'. This is what I want to protect you. I love you, Josue. I don't want you to be hurt by this mean internet that we're living in. You know, I don't want you to be, crushed by the weight of the allegations.
It'd be too much. I don't think I'd be able to stomach. I'm
not calling you a pussy. I'm just saying I don't want you to be, confronted by that.
I'm not calling you a pussy, but someone needs to be there.
Well, because So, anyways, the takeaway here is that you should choose a guest. I don't want to be. That's not my burden. If it's a bad guest, I get to make fun of you. If it's a good guest, then you get all the credit. How's that?
How about I'll say yes. I'll look for a guest and put as minimal effort as I can. Is that fair?
That is really a next level move. I've been vested. I've been owned. Yeah.
Yeah. No. There's interesting people, but will that translate to like a pleasant hour-long thing? I'm not sure about that.
Probably not.
I'm not sure. Yeah, probably not. So
but it's worth a try. All right.
It's worth a try. Okay, fine. Okay, if you're insisting, I'll find someone.
Woo! Oh man, no, I forgot the intro. What the hell? No! Hey, what's up, everybody?
Intro. What are you talking about? Yep.
Hey, everybody, buddy. What's up? What's going on? This is the Cookful's Way, the show where we slice and dice our way through all the topics you crave and care about, all of the topics that Frank has provided us for the next 4 to 5 weeks. Yeah, buddy.
You're a ghostwriter.
I'm your host, DC, and he's your host, Josue. Hostway. What's up?
Hostway. Hey, I am Hostway, aka Josue.
Yeah.
AKA a hoe named Sway.
Yeah. It's like those things where like the husband has been taking his wife to the hospital. You seen that situation? Have you ever been in the hospital where like the husband took his wife to the hospital?
No, that sounds oddly specific.
What? You know how many people are married in the U.S.?
Yeah, okay. 50%.
50. I don't think it's 50%.
It's more like 60%.
60%. Oh my goodness, even more.
So let me just clarify this whole idea that like marriage isn't working out. Actually, millennials have lowered the divorce rate.
Okay.
Not by a lot, not like significantly, but it's definitely like that idea that it's like, oh man, half of all marriages end in divorce. It's kind of going down.
Yeah, but what,
I think it was
are millennials? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I think it's more like it's just this casual, almost like city girls, like hoe face. Like there's something for everyone.
Girls just want to have fun. Sorry, yeah.
That's one type of city girls. But yeah, I think it's just the acceptance and overall, like there's different niches for whatever you're looking for in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Whereas back then, 70s, 80s, 60s, I'm guessing it was like, no internet, no nothing. Like, dude, you either end up alone or you end up with like your fucking high school sweetheart who's already driving.
Yeah, from your town. Yeah. In your 68 Camaro.
Hey, you want to go out for a ride? Town. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, nowadays it's like more patient. So
I guess not to discredit, but anyways, I was thank you. I was talking about.
So in this episode, we're gonna argue for or against marriage. Is that what it is?
No. That would be too similar to episode 3. That would be too similar. I'm just saying. Wait a second. You sidelined me like we're playing hockey here. I was telling a crazy story. You know how like the husband takes his wife to the hospital. You heard about that?
No.
You've never heard about that? Okay.
Well, I have no idea what you're talking about. Is this like a setup for a joke or an episode or some psychological scenario? It's like,
God, I'm trying. No, but
it's just choose to run over one person or 3 people.
No, go on. Well, there was none of that. Maybe just stomach aches. Stomach aches. Mm-hmm. But anyways, no. Okay. So he's taking his wife to the hospital, and you're there, and you're seeing that, and then the doctor's like, kind of quizzing them. Let's say this is like Scandinavia, where you actually get to see a doctor. It's none of this U.S. Canada stuff. But anyways, they're right there, and then she has these symptoms, but every time the doctor asks a question about her symptoms, it's the husband who answers. It's like, what's your name? And the husband says, oh, it's Mary. What does she have? Or like not even she, but he's like, so what's the problem? Oh, well, she was feeling sick. And then the doctor just looks at him and says, well, can't she speak for herself? You know about that? Can you imagine that situation?
I know guys like that.
Yeah,
People like that.
Well, that's what I was kind of doing. I just want to make sure you don't feel too bad about it. In the intro, I said you're the host, Josue. I took away your opportunity to introduce yourself. So that's kind of the situation I got brought to mind when that happened.
Oh, so you're like neutering me on my own platform.
But I don't want it to seem that way. So I brought it up with a topical 1950s scene.
So it's like you're slapping me in the face, and it's like, dude, that's abuse. Like, no, I don't want you to see it that way. It's like sometimes you just get out of pocket.
Open your mind.
I gotta slap you. Yeah, I just gotta slap your mind open.
Slap your mammy. All right.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm a little too like. You see how that went right over my head? Yeah, I'm not that bright. Well, I'm the kind of person that I can actually enjoy movies and video games because I don't think that deep into it. I just gleefully enjoy things like, yeah, that was nice.
Kind of same as well. Like, especially for let's not make this a movie podcast, but just quickly with movies, I barely care about the plot anymore. I just like the visuals and the aesthetics and the music. I appreciate the game of the production way more than the actual stories because they suck these days. But anyways,
you know. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't watch movies unless you physically sit me down and you're like, we're gonna watch this. Yeah. Other than that, I'm not watching Uncharted. I'm not watching the new Spider-Man. I'm not going to the movie theaters. It's just I'm not
all
going
these
there.
Cinematic masterpieces like the Nathan Drake story, I don't think so. Starring Mark Wahlberg. You know? I love Marky Mark. Yeah. Anyways, speaking of let's bring this is gonna be a nice way to bring it back. You know, Marky Mark does the Marky Burger.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the Marky Burger? I never had the Marky Burger, but there's a guy on IG, Frank Zen. He loves Marky Burgers. He's from Connecticut, and he loves some Marky Burgers. What do you think?
I would definitely try anything by Mark Wahlberg. I like Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, same. But like the prospect of having raw meat, raw Wahlberg meat is kind of crazy to me. It's like beyond meat. You don't even know what's in there. Probably like patriotism, you know. I don't know. It's a little weird. It's a weird situation to be in. Wouldn't you say? You're at the Kroger's, you look around, and the only meat available is the Mark Wahlberg burger.
We don't have Kroger's.
And one. All right.
That's how I'm going to deter you with my own. Like, no. Like every point of the way you're going to set things up, I'm just going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Fair enough, actually. We have IGAs here in Montreal. IGA.
Whole Foods, Safeways, Rayleigh's.
None of those we have. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyways, let's move away from this fascinating talk of which grocery stores we go at to delve into the issues. All right. Frankie boy, only Frank on YouTube here. Yeah, he says a lot of good stuff, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure you found out what he was talking about. He gave us multiple topics, which seemed interesting and delvable into, you know? So you want to go with the first one?
Let's do it.
All right.
What are you right?
So,
because I'm not on that app.
I don't do YouTube. No, so it's just there's multiple topics, but if I read them all, it's going to be a spoiler for everybody for the next week.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me look. Frank.
You have to find it?
The amount of comments that I get.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. You're too busy. You're too busy with the fan correspondence. That's true. That might be true.
You'd be surprised.
I'm not surprised.
I hate admitting that because it makes me sound like a pretentious asshole. But then it's like, no, like if I don't, they pile on, and it's like it gets lost.
Yeah. Okay,
let's just go with the very first one. Eastern knives versus Western knives.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm reading. No.
Let's do it. You already read it. Let's go into it. I just wanted to say real quick that I could have sent you the list. But every time I go into IG and I click on your chat log, it crashes the app. It's actually
makes sense.
No, it doesn't though. It's not. This is not. It's like it's really weird. It's actually a spook coincidence. The Twilight Zone thing. Everything works. I can comment, I can interact with all my buddies online. You know. But if I click on the Josue, it crashes the app. Anyways.
Ever since Facebook has turned into Meta, man, this whole app's been going to shit.
Yeah. It will stop working sometimes. That's true.
Maybe we should just move everything to like Freedom Now.
What is that? Is it the Trump social media?
Yeah, Trump's new social media.
I don't follow these things. I'm not a MAGA conservative like you are. You big red guy. Come on.
Hell yeah, man. That's right. 4 more years.
Oh yeah, no, but it's just I don't even follow that stuff because every time they try to make a new social media app, it fails. They had Gab, that failed. They have because it immediately what happens is you got this new thing, this new app. Not as many people working on it, so it's buggy as hell. Then people get onto it, sites like Instagram, Facebook start hemorrhaging users. Then those people who have big pull in the media, they're like, oh God, these guys are friggin' fascists. These guys, they're literally Hitler. It's like, okay, well, yeah, that's not the case. It's just people who just want another app, but it gets labeled as that, and then it gets banned off the site and it dies. This has happened so many times. I don't even care what Trump tries to do, all right, but he's not going to be able to rival these. We're essentially. We had like the big kingdoms, we had the Egyptians, we had the Hebrews, you know what I mean? We had these crazy factions that can't be destroyed, like throughout the ages they've been here. That's what we have with the new technologies, with the Twitters, the Facebooks, everything. These megalomaniacs, they're there forever. But anyways, enough about food talk. Let's get into what was it? Eastern knives, there's Western knives, Chinese cleaver, global. Wusthof? You know what I mean? What do you like? And I'll hate it. I'll spit on it.
You'll spit on it? I like my house knife Cassini. Okay. I like my Dexters. Okay. You got a problem with Dexter?
I don't have a problem with Dexter. I just love Global too much.
You're a Global fan?
Oh yeah, I'm a Global fan.
Global Mr. reminds me of like 80s, like Miami architecture. Yeah. Circle windows, lots of open, just really dated knives. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah.
I just think of like a blazer with your rolled up sleeves.
Yeah.
Like that's what I think of Global. No, like, so for me, the one knife that I bought that I'm like, this is it. This is the last knife I'm going to need. And I feel the same way about it so far is my Zwilling Pro chef knife. So that's German.
Okay.
I was on the Japanese hype train for a minute there, but I've seen enough chips. And just like overall, like it's more, I would say Japanese knives tend to be more of a work of art.
Yeah. Especially since you don't mean like not literally Global, but the other ones, like the more, like the, I forget.
Shuns, Miyabis.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of Kramer, that's different. That's definitely artwork.
Jerry. Anyways.
But you know what? It's great that they're nice, they're thin, they're slim, they're light and all that. But what's the point when you're like busting out like a box full of chickens and then you lost the tip of your knife somewhere in there? Now you can't find it, or chips or shit like that. Like, nah, man, like I want a knife that I know can take a fucking beating. Because even though I might be gentle with it, shit's going to happen anyways.
Yeah.
So I think with a German knife, I like the heaviness. But it's not overly heavy. It's durable. It takes a beating. I've dropped it on the tip. Nothing, including the paring knife, which I got, which is like it complements the chef knife. But I think it's like a noob thing. Like when you start off, you're gonna be with the Japanese chef's knives.
Oh
and all
my
that good
goodness!
Shit.
You didn't just say that.
Yes, I did. If you're fucking new, you're right up there with the like. You think that the idea of tapping really hard when you cut onions is sexy. Okay,
it is. Back.
Especially like, and then you learn how to like look away, and then you consume hours of like blindfolded knife skill videos.
Yeah. I watch all the CZN Burak videos on IG. That like Turkish guy who does the cutting and the kebabs with Hasbullah, and he keeps looking at you, through the screen and smiling at you.
Oh yeah, I love that. Hell yeah, yeah, dude. I love all those guys.
Oh yeah.
One of them has a son, and he has like the worst like knife, like the way he handles his food, his fingers are out. And I don't know if you've seen that one. He looks like a proud dad. He's looking at his son just fucking work away onions. But the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, dude, you're gonna fuck up those hands. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
Go on. What do you like to use?
No, it's really that thing where I feel like so many cheap knives have tried to emulate the Wusthof or the Zwilling, or these types of like I see that type of handle, like the black handle with the 3 dots in it, like the bolts in it. I feel like puking. I feel like I'm back in Walmart, back in 2006 Walmart, I'm just looking around, and all I see is these cheap knives. Doesn't matter how
Weren't
good
you
the
like 4 in 2006?
I was 5 in 2006. Thank you for asking.
So
but
what the fuck? You're out, little DC with your like little baby of a little protein shake. Like, oh, that's fucking gross.
That's literally me. Yeah, I probably had some glizzy. I love glizzy. I probably got a glizzy from the next door because it wasn't that McDonald's integration back then. You had actual hot dog stands. Anyways, yeah. So sorry, this I'm sipping this Monster. I become a boomer immediately. It's like, yep. Wait a second.
Why don't you pour your Monster into a coffee cup?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I literally Monster just slows me down. It's crazy. It's the opposite effect. You know what I mean?
No, I completely agree with you. I don't think there's any energy drink that'll even benefit you personally.
Yeah. That's
like your energy is way the fuck too high. It's way too high for any energy drink to work. You need like 4 Monsters to equate to a quarter of DC when he's waking up.
Yeah, well, that's right. I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones enough to make my systems blow. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I think about on a daily basis.
You know what it's like? The way you just put it, it reminds me of like a kid that has like ADHD or it's like super hyperactive and they give him coffee to level him out. I think that's what's going on. You take your energy drink, it just levels you out.
It's like a nootropic. Yeah. It's not really the energy.
It cancels it out. That's what
Thank you for calling me disabled. Anyway, so what's going on is, listen, when I see Woostok, when I see all these friggin' Germanic type knives, first of all, I'm not even going to delve into the problematic history of those. You think they stopped making those between 1939 and 1945? I don't know.
No, but you know
I'm
what?
not calling you Nazi for liking those.
Between 1939 and 1935, they put out some of the best product ever.
I mean...
Okay, it's like the golden age. In fact, if you look at the golden age of Hugo Boss fashion, some of the best stuff came out of there. Some of the best knives came out of there.
Because it was horrible.
They wouldn't be
human souls.
They wouldn't be collectible. Knives. Well, yeah, you got to put your heart and soul into it. Where do you think that expression comes from? That expression didn't exist pre 1939.
I don't know. I prefer the much less problematic Japanese nation. Yes, Japan was in the Axis as well, but I feel like they were a little further away from the action. I feel like they were less, there's less of a Holocaust implication in my knife use.
Do you think people
I'm a genuine guy. I don't like murder. I don't like historic tragedies to be associated with my knives. I don't know. Call me a modern day Martin Luther King. Once again, as we previously established. Call me whatever you want, but it's just the case. I don't want suffering to be imbued in my cutting tools.
I see. That's okay.
As we know, Japan never did anything wrong in history, right? The Nanking never happened. I feel like
how can you hate a country that puts out ramen, that created ramen? How can you hate a country like that? That's my question.
I couldn't. Probably ramen's the least DC centric output of Japan. To be honest, I'm more of a beef guy. You know what I mean? I hear beef, I see beef, I think of Japan immediately because of their A4. But anyways, what I'm saying is, my knives, my spoons, my knives, all Japanese.
What kind of spoon do you have?
I don't know. It's a Leonard Cohen lyric. That's why it came in my head. I don't actually have Japanese spoons, but I have a Japanese.
Boy,
knife.
I was about to say, damn, you got to send me a link to those spoons.
Yeah.
I bought a pair of spoons one time for a stage, but that didn't go through. So I just returned them because it's like on a practical level, I don't need spoons. I don't work in a kitchen where, you need to have your own spoons.
Yeah, it's kind of. I haven't heard of that. Obviously, as we established before, I don't actually work at those extremely high-end restaurants, but yeah, all I heard of is just your own knives. That's all.
Yeah, that's more typical. I mean, even nowadays, I could probably get away with not even bringing a chef knife. There's house knives, which is why I like Cassini and like Dexter's. They're just brutally sharp, and they get the job done. And I'm not trying to slice pastrami over here, you know. Yeah. So I'm not worried about it, man. Like you're just gonna be chopping veggies, some meat, and that's it. Unless you're doing some super fine work and you need a specific knife for that.
Tartar.
Other than that, come on, man.
You guys don't chop your own tartar?
Yeah, I chop my own tartar.
Nice,
I even crack my own quail egg.
Yeah. Well, that's a cool thing. If you're a cool guy, with a cool global knife. You can just place the tip the tip of the egg on the edge of the blade, and put like a little pressure, and then you get to cut a little hole like a dragon's egg. You know, kind of like the mystical, fantastic beast of old.
You know, I heard one guy, he had a global knife.
Yeah.
I had a chef, he had a global knife, but it broke at the handle.
That guy's a liar. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw it with your own two eyes?
I saw that. I'm there. He was on my left side, DC. This was roughly like 2016. But yeah, I mean, he was just using it. He wasn't being crazy with it. It was just really interesting. And so like I guess it kind of left like a weird taste in my mouth with global, because I kind of felt like, I don't know, like, are they using 2 pieces of steel? Is it one whole piece of steel? Maybe you just got a flimsy piece.
Let's delve into the evidence here. You say that you looked away and his knife was broken in 2. Are you sure like his wife didn't sit on the knife by accident in the meantime, or like what?
No, he's not married. He's not married, nor do I think anyone would want to marry him.
Because he uses global? You say we're unlovable?
I think you're unmarriable, but I don't think you're unlovable. There's a difference. Like, I don't don't put words in my mouth, DC.
No, but for sure. But have you had the experience of breaking a knife, actually? Not chipping, but I mean actually physically breaking a knife in 2.
Ooh, no, I have not.
Okay,
I've only seen it like 2 or 3 times. And it's always just like some freak accident. Like, I can't explain how. Like, they were cutting a bell pepper, and that was it. Like, something really dumb like that. And like, I don't think less of global knife. I think, okay, so my thing with global, the first thing I think about is like the handle. Like the dimple, the kind of style, it doesn't really work for me. It feels good. I feel it's a little too light for my taste. It's another reason why I switched from Japanese to German. Okay. I prefer some weight.
A little heftier. You know? Gotcha. That's actually a fair point. Yeah, it is a light knife. I like that, but if you want something a little heavier, it makes sense to not choose a global.
And then I prefer the profile of a Western knife over a Japanese knife, but that's only because
unacceptable.
That's only because of my cutting style. So you're probably like a slicer, or you like to push through. I like to rock. And so I really need like a big belly on mine. Yeah. Some have a very like almost salmon-like belly. Mine has almost like this perfect 90-degree like angle that goes straight up. It almost reminds me of like a Rambo knife.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a Bowie knife. It's called. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Bowie knives. It has that nice curve. Yeah. Think of a Bowie knife turned into a chef knife. That's the model that I have.
That's pretty epic. It's pretty badass, actually.
It works for me perfectly, but like the other styles, it's like, nah, I just don't like it. I've had like 3 Japanese knives. I just give them away. It just wasn't working. I'm like, nah, you know what? Here's a $200 gift.
Yeah.
I don't need that shit.
Well, let's be very clear here. I'm defending global, not Japanese in general, because Japanese knives that look like they're taken out of some historical book about the samurai, I don't appreciate at all, because it's like you're just looking goofy. You know what I mean? It's like going up to work in a gas mask, instead of a N95 like regular sane people. You know what I mean? It's like it's weird.
It's embarrassing if you're like a mid-tier, like below average cook, and you think that's going to save you.
Well, yeah, that's very much true. People who overinvest to hide the fact that they're just bad at their job is something else. That's absolutely correct. But even if you're good, I feel like it's a little goofy to pull out your, freaking like the crazy box with the insignias on it and the signature of the craftsman who forged your knife, and then you open that up and there's like the what is it, like velvet on the inside, and you got your 3 knives, and I feel like there's a whole ceremony that's a little kind of cringe about it. If I could, I'd bring my knives in a Ziploc bag. Obviously, that's logistically impossible. I'm just saying, like, this like very basic chef sack, because you're here to work. You're not here to present yourself as this entity of class coming to slice up your average onions. I don't know.
Totally. No one. I do not give a shit what kind of knife you have. Just get that shit done. I need the blue top of onions caramelized before you leave. Yeah. I don't care what you use.
Well, these guys, they roll in. They're like, it seems like
let me just whip out my knives.
Yeah. But then they take their time and go, oh, is this surface clean? I have to, lay down my case. He opens it up and he's like, all right, we're back to it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's too much of a ceremony. You're not getting married
You whip out the Bluetooth speaker and put on some like Japanese kodo music on just for ambiance.
Yeah. It's always weebs as well, huh? It's never actually Japanese. If a Japanese man was so proud of his culture that he did that, I'd be like, all right, fair enough, bro. I'm not here to impose my standards on you. But it's always this like scrawny 30 to 40-year-old white guy. Always. It's always the same guy. It's not this like, culturally, let's say like significant link. It's always just like a guy from Idaho or, fucking Saint-Hyacinthe who's got his knives.
I completely agree. It's always the tryhards.
Yeah.
It's the tryhards. That's all it is. It's the guy that watch one too many cooking shows. And they think it's like the brand is going to save them.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. It's like, yeah, I completely agree.
Oh, shit. Well, actually, I'm going to use that argument. You know who else recommended Global Knives as their number one stir knife?
Anthony Bourdain.
Well, how the turntables, huh?
Yeah. You know what?
He's literally me, so I don't think he says right.
I'm going to opt not to roast Anthony Bourdain right now. I'm just going to opt to. Maybe in the next episode, I'll go. It took me. I'm just now getting into reading his fucking books.
Oh, man.
So my first 7 years in the kitchen, I've just been people like hero worshiping a guy that I know nothing about.
Yeah.
Just kind of like there's something kind of cringe about, I don't know, just the idea of celebrity just kind of cringes me. True. I hate it. I can admire someone, but when people fanboy the fuck out about people, it's like, I hate it. It's cringy.
Being a fan of anything is kind of cringe as well. Like, not like people like, oh, I love his work. It's like, all right, man, what do you want to kiss him?
It sounds a little insecure, but yeah, sure.
No, but that's what I'm saying. This is true for everybody except for three people, which are literally me. Ryan Gosling from Drive 2011 is literally me. Anthony Bourdain from Kitchen Confidential is literally me. And DC from A Cook Will Sway, the hit show, is literally me. And you can be a fan of these three things. Otherwise, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, like I don't. It's not that serious, guys. I don't want to know about it. Don't share that. I didn't want to see that on your fucking every birthday. Happy birthday, chef. I think about you every day.
When people say that to you?
No, people say that like about Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, on his old post. Yeah.
No, well, like I'll see it on people's feeds. Like that's how I know when his birthday's up. Like it'll just be like, thank you so much, chef. Yeah. I almost cried before coming into work just thinking about you. Can I just quote you on this? But like, shut the fuck up. Okay, I don't care, dude. Like, I'm glad that he inspires you, but chill out. Holy fuck, I don't know.
That's true. I never met him. I never, I wasn't personally his number one guy, although he is literally me. But I would.
What are you talking? He personally thanks you in his book, Kitchen Confidential. Thanks, DC.
No, but I would be assured. I'm ready to bet very big. I'm a rambling, gambling man. I'll bet on stuff. I'm willing to bet everything that he would have fucking hated this. This worship. He always said that stuff. It wasn't like false modesty. It's like, do your own thing. I did mine. I was a lackluster chef who made it big in television because I could write. That's what happened. And I freaking love him, dude. I love him. But this whole worship of him, like, when they make these candles like the Virgin Mary, but they replace the Mary by Bourdain, it's like, you gotta stop, bro. I know you love graphic design, but fucking stop it, dude.
God, that just triggered me. Yeah, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. No, but you're absolutely right. There's like when I hear the thing, like when I read the stuff that he wrote, it's like, it's the only time where I'm like, dude, I get it. Because it's the way he communicates, the language he uses. And like I said, there's those nuances when you're talking to an industry person versus just some guy. It's like, I just read. I completely agree. I look forward to reading the books. I'm just not on that hype train. Mm-hmm. Not at all. But admiration, respect, yeah, definitely.
And also, I think you have experience. Many, like I'm talking about myself, for example. I had zero kitchen experience before reading those books. And those are the books that brought me into the industry. So I feel like it's kind of like a common thread as well. So you already have this experience. So excuse me, someone's saying like, oh, front of house does this or back of house, it won't like surprise you that much because you already seen these things in real life.
No, I completely. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he's a good gateway.
Yeah,
especially when you're new. It's like something you can strive for, something inspiring. It's very relatable.
Yeah,
I agree. But yeah. You said global knife. He's a fan of global knives.
So he just said if you want a starter knife that's going to be good, serve you well, and not be too expensive, choose global. And I think that's the main attraction as well. It's like if you want to go fancy, fancy schmancy, go ahead, buy yourself a German knife that'll put you in debt. However,
how much was your global knife?
No, keep in mind this was in Canadian, but it was like about 150 Canadian. So
it's the same thing I paid for my German.
Well, yeah, in US, that's way more. That's like 100 million times more. Conversion rate 2 million.
Wow, inflation, buddy. Come on.
They use oil for production. With the oil price, bro. Ukraine, bro. You heard about Russia, dude? Yeah.
What's going on in Russia?
No, I don't know. Probably nothing line cook related. So,
my restaurant stopped selling Russian vodka.
Really? I'm 07 Patriot. I'm sure that Putin is quaking in his boots right now. He's done.
I'm sure he's so worried about those sanctions.
Please stop selling what? Please stop selling my...
Yeah.
Josue Giron? Oh my goodness.
The fuck is that? You sound like a French chess bro.
No, this is my Putin. This is my Putin.
That's your Putin. It's not French. You gotta roll your R's a little harder than that.
No, because he went to school. He went to school. He don't need these starter points. He's almost American. Anyways, hey, listen, I can't. Accents are very disrespectful. I wouldn't want to do accents, which is why I'm doing this to show you how much of an ally I am. That I don't do accents often. Because if I did accents often, that would mean that I regularly disparage communities that aren't mine. You know what I mean? Think about that for a second. If you're good at accents, you're horrible.
Oh, I see. But isn't that a way of showing like appreciation? Like, don't you want to include everyone when you're mocking and joking?
No, because there's some races I hate more than others. Just kidding. YouTube. We're just kidding. This is YouTube.
Interesting.
YouTube.
Perfect. Can you hear YouTube just rubbing their hands together right now? They're like, we got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Damn. YouTube, please, baby girl, YouTube, stop it. No, it's Wojcicki. Susan Wojcicki.
That's strike two. Strike one is boiling dogs. Strike two. I hate some races more than others.
Oh my goodness! But only one of this is true, by the way. Only out of boiling dogs and hating races, only one of them is true. But I still get struck down twice. I get thunderstruck, which is horrible. Anyways, let's move on from this. Oh my goodness, dude! ACDC and like kitchen music has permeated into my vocabulary. Daily vocabulary. It's horrible. When someone says I'm from Texas, I'm like, yeah, Texas, I like to have fun. You know what I
mean? That sounds like the cocaine clown from Metalocalypse.
Nice. But I can't hear someone say they're from Texas without having that lyric in my head. Because they talk about Texas, right? They're Australians, but they still talk about it.
Do they really? I don't know. I couldn't quote you an AC/DC song.
Yo, it's literally in Thunderstruck. I can't play it because this is YouTube. Yeah. It's in Texas. Yeah, dude. They like Texas.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
Speaking of AC/DC, Angus Young. Angus beef.
I like Angus beef. Well, we have Angus in Sonoma County.
Yeah, but his name is Angus Young, the singer.
Oh, yeah. I think he's dead.
No, he's not dead. No way he's dead.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Malcolm Young. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, his brother died. So now they can't play AC/DC anymore.
Now they can only play ACD?
We have a cover band here.
All right.
It's called ACDC.
Okay.
It's an all-female ACDC cover band.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my only contribution to the ACDC thing.
ACDC, but like ACDC. Yeah.
Yeah, ACDC. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, I wish ACDC was more popular You know what I mean? I feel like they're not getting as much praise as they should be these days. I feel
they're
like
still very much underground.
Yeah.
I don't know that they'll ever make it into the mainstream.
Well, only one of the young brothers is really underground, but I mean. Yeah!
I mean,
thank you.
We I don't know, DC. Maybe he got cremated.
Why do you have to destroy all these bits, bro? I try.
It's just
actually, I think he might have been cremated. He might be overground, actually. 6 feet
you see
over.
why? You see, like this is the problem with me. This is what it's like working with me all the time. I'm usually like so into other things. I'm like, what are you talking? Oh, it was a joke. My bad, bro. Sorry, my bad. That's why my friends never invite me to their comedy shows anymore.
Well, you have friends who do comedy? Don't say that. Mm-hmm. Don't say that out loud, dude. That's horrible. I'll make fun of them so hard. I hate comedians.
Go for it. They probably deserve it.
No. It's fine.
Comedians are sad individuals, man. Yeah. So it's like I just go in there with a lot of empathy. Yeah. Because I know there's a lot of tears behind all those laughs.
Oh, literally.
The funnier they are, the sadder they probably are. Yeah. So if a comedian's not that funny, it's like, oh, thank God. Okay, he's pretty normal and he's just trying something new.
Actually,
so it's when they're hitting home runs. I'm like, oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, when the whole crowd laughs, you know that every laugh equates to like a couple of weeks of crying, you know, and then it converts. Anyways, speaking of crying, I've been doing a bit of crying myself, you know. I don't like to admit this, but David Perez or David Perez, if you're more culturally inclined, in the comments, he says,
you're weird.
No, even worse. He says, you guys are dumb.
Wait, we got one of those?
Yeah! What the hell? Ah! It's horrible. Listen. The problem being, I was still recovering from the "you guys are weird" comment, you know, and some evil twisted genius calls us dumb. Anyways. I'm smart. Okay, I used to do spelling bee when I was a kid. I know how to program. I'm an engineer, for crying out loud. Come on, I'm not dumb. Please.
You're so dumb, DC.
Yeah. Yeah. This is so.
That's weak. What you should lead it with. I'm an engineer.
As an engineer, I can calculate the ways in which you're wrong. Yeah. That's horrible.
First off, when DC says engineer, he's like a 3D printer engineer. That's what he means. He makes 3D cups.
What are you contributing? You're teaming up with David Perez to shit on me? Why? What's going on?
No. I never said you were dumb. I just said that you're a 3D printing engineer.
I don't even get what is that? It's supposed to be bad or good or what?
First off, do you know what 3D? Are you familiar with 3D printing?
Yeah, it was part of my major actually. Additive manufacturing.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like an engineer. I'm guessing it's the person that does the designing of the product, and then you print it out.
Right. CAD. Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all I'm saying. I want to 3D print quart containers.
What containers?
Quart containers.
Oh, nice.
I feel like that would sell.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is where the real nerd comes in. Actually, for quart containers, injection molding or just another polymer manufacturing method would be a lot less expensive than 3D printing since you have a regular shape. But anyways, enough with the jokes and the funnies. You know what I mean?
Go on, DC. Go on.
What I'm trying to say is, David Perez, what is he, related to Paris Hilton? You know, Perez Hilton, maybe? I don't know. Just sounds a little weird. David Perez. David President, maybe? Maybe he's a disgraced Filipino president, Robert Duterte. Maybe there's something there.
Hold on. First off, who's David Perez?
I don't know. It's a guy on YouTube, bro. It's a commenter. It is my crusade to individually, because on my other show I get so much hate, I don't get to address it personally. But your community is so nice and gentle that once we get one guy who says something that's a little not super nice.
That's true. It is. It becomes this massive thing. You can tell, yeah, because most people tend to be nice, or you get like, hey, you know what, DC? I'm going to disagree here. They're pretty respectful.
Absolutely.
So when I see things like, oh, you're fucking weird, or you guys are fucking losers.
What is that one? We become users? Losers?
No, not directly.
Don't encourage it. We're gonna have one this week, just for the laughs.
So I'll put a post up. Do you think DC and I are losers? I'm going to be so disappointed in my community when I see those results.
Because that's too easy, like setting it up for them, you know?
Yeah. It's like saying, please, guys, stop bullying me. I hate it when people bring up a certain song and you just play that shit over and over.
Would you guys take us to prom? You know, if we were the same age. Anyways, that's getting a little weird. You don't have to get so down and dirty. Because if you do, you lead yourself to a path of hell, and you don't want to go that way. You know.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
A highway to hell, you know, some would say. But anyway, I digress. How many ACDC songs do you actually know? Because I can pull up the list and include that in the conversation, and you will be bamboozled and get 0 references. What do you think of that?
Well, do you think you know more ACD songs than me?
Well, I have my phone, so probably, yeah.
Oh my god. That's the problem. You can't have these kind of conversations anymore without someone secretly having a phone.
Yeah, that's true.
And then just messing up the stats.
You always have a nerd like that, yeah.
You know what? I'm going to guess that I probably know most of the popular songs.
Same. That's true. I know all the popular songs plus one, actually. Like, without looking at my phone, I love For Those About to Rock. It is popular, but it's not as popular as, like, Thunderstruck or Back in Black or Highway to Hell.
You know what? Yeah. I would say that's a B tier song. Like, A tier is all your popular. So no, that's okay. A tier, that's like your Back in Black.
Okay, yeah.
Like your grandma knows Back in Black.
Yeah.
That song or what was the song you just said? For Those About to Rock. Yeah. That's like B tier. That's more like you listen to a little more ACDC than just your average like radio listener. Yeah. So I would say B tier. It's just more for the authentic. I know that song. It's a great song. Yeah. The first ACDC, like when I started listening to ACDC, they had just put out Stiff Upper Lip. So I kind of enjoy that song. Again, I would even put that as a C tier just because it's not quite the most popular ones, but it's like a filler that I happen to know. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I would say I probably know mostly the popular stuff and the semi-popular stuff. I listened to a lot of that in high school. I was more of a Metallica fan in high school. Oh yeah, a little thrash fiend. 100%. Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying so hard to find a way to bring this back to food because we don't have to branch off into. But I guess this is kitchen music these days when you think about it. AC/DC, Metallica, even like what's it called? Well, obviously Rolling Stones, these like it's not the same genre, but it's still the same. I don't know how to say, but do people play metal in kitchen? Have you ever heard people play like death metal and shit like that? Because you're listing bands that I think are like, they're like safe. Like who the fuck doesn't like Metallica? Like even if it's not your jam, it's so like they're so part of the culture, pop culture that it's like who the fuck cares? Just put on Sandman, you know? Yeah, Enter Sandman would be one, but still, if you put like not Master Puppets, but something a little, with more Ride the Lightning or Kill 'Em All. Yeah, exactly. Like those two. Yeah, it's still a little underground. You know? Yeah. But it's like I've had people put on like no regrets, what a girl, what a man. Hell yeah. Yeah, I like Metallica. I've heard like Black Dahlia Murder on the line, Heaven Shall Burn on the line. What's that band who did like? Have you heard the Can You Feel My Heart? You know that song, the Chad song. You know that one? No. What, you don't know do you know the Chad meme? Are you online, dude? You got the Soy Wojaks, and then you got the Chads. So whatever my opinion is, I put the Chad picture next to it to show you that I'm right. And then whenever you say like, oh, I like German knives, you put the little Wojak, the Soy Wojak, who's got the big mouth and the rotting teeth. You know that. You know the memes. You know memes, bro. You're online. Oh, I know memes. And it's funny because Wojak kind of does look like me in the morning when I haven't shaved and I have my glasses on. Yeah. So it'll be perfect. Yeah, you should definitely make a meme about that. Yeah, I'm going to expect a meme from you today before noon Pacific time. Yeah, what do you call me a memer, dude? I don't do memes. I consume. You're a memer. But anyways, Bring Me the Horizon. That's the band. Oh, Bring Me the Horizon. I don't listen to that. Like, that's... Nah, it's not really my cup of tea. Me neither, but I'm just saying I heard that in the kitchen, so that'd be kind of more of accessible but less mainstream. It's just weird, yeah. It's either very old music that everybody knows in the general psyche or extremely accessible ones. I hate pop music in the kitchen. I don't hate it, but sometimes it just kills the vibe. It's too it doesn't fit the energy you're trying to put out. It's too sexual sometimes as well. You hear Ariana Grande? If I was Ariana Grande's mother, I'd be like, oh,
every time she puts out a song, you know, because it's always
From
like
pleasure. Like, is that a moan of pleasure or disgust?
that's a question for the week, viewers. What do you think?
Does Ariana Grande's mom moan in pleasure when she hears her daughter's songs, or in disgust?
Yeah, that's a great question. But yeah, it's weird because it's always like it's always these extra sexual lyrics. Like almost like sing whispered. And it's like I'm trying to be this cool, epic, badass pirate, you know, Metallica listening.
Oh, God.
Metallica listening.
Pirate
tattooed.
in the kitchen. Pirate in the kitchen.
All right, matey.
Man, that is so cringy.
Yeah. Do you want to get into it a little bit?
Yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, if there's one thing that I can't fucking stand is this whole comparison. It's this comparison of we're either like Pirates of the Caribbean or we're the fucking cast of Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Equally, both cringy, and I want nothing to do with it. Like on one side, you got these like homoerotic, just weird, like it's fucking cool to be weird type piratey cooks, and then on this side, you got just trash, dirt poor, fuck your sister in the fucking garage. Like we're fucking bike. Like shut the fuck up. The amount of like men that watch these shows that like, yeah, I'm gonna wear a fucking like leather fucking vest and hey, what's up, essay? Shut the fuck up. You drove a Honda to work.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
The closest thing they got to riding a motorcycle was riding the Toyota Tercel, 1998 Toyota Tercel to work,
Exactly.
which technically has the engine of a motorcycle. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a horsepower.
That's the closest to a motorcycle that they'll get.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, how badass can you be cooking an omelet? Chill the fuck out.
Yeah. It's I don't know why, because I feel like cooking in general, like in popular culture that's not professional cooking, is so like it's seen, it used to be at least seen as very feminine, right? It's like this thing that like women used to do, and men kind of, you know, stayed out of the kitchen, not too much, whatever. And then when it went professional, and these guys were, you know, the Marco Pierre Whites, the guys were like, yeah, I like to cook. Cooking is like fucking war, you know, stuff like that. It's like, all right, man, they had to beef up the, you know, the quote unquote like fake testosterone just to show that they're not, you know, female. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's a code.
Oh, so it's like you overcorrected.
I think.
Holy shit, bro. That is like 200 level IQ thinking right there. I never thought about that because I would think how funny it is when I start working in kitchens and the way how like, yes, there's women in the kitchens, but the level of testosterone that's in a kitchen.
Yeah.
I always thought it was funny because it's like, I thought like the joke, you know, don't women belong in the kitchen? But look at all of us fucking sausage fest.
Yeah.
But it makes sense that you would have to overcorrect. I was just thinking like how cringy would it be if you had like a Jocko or a David Goggins of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like attacking it at that level. It's just gross.
Well, because
it's really gross.
David Goggins and Jocko, the funny thing is that they're very rich and very powerful now, and they have like influence and viewer, so it makes them kind of a personality. But if someone has the same attitude, you know, but without the following, they're just a cock. I mean, it's like, what do I do in the morning? I wake up at 5 a.m. I got nothing but work in mind. Like, you get underpaid for your work, which isn't very valuable, by the way. You can get replaced at any time, anywhere. But it's like, yeah, it's my grind. It's like you become essentially a footstool for your chef or your boss, you know. And that's the whole attitude that they're selling, because they don't have a Patreon with like $5 million a month. They don't get that. They don't have a following that will like and retweet everything they say. It's just a guy, regular guy, undernourished, you know, over caffeinated, and just working to death, essentially.
Man, so undernourished is correct.
Eat up, kings! Fact. Eat up, kings!
Yeah, eat up, kings, please. Yeah.
Yeah,
eat the food.
Yeah, my last sous chef, he started bleeding he started coughing up blood because he hadn't eaten for so long. Then when he ate, he had like stomach lesions, and that would like form in his belly, and he would regurgitate everything he ate, but like with blood. And it's sorry for people. I know some people listen to this show while cooking. I'm sorry about that. Don't look at your tomato paste that way. But man, yeah, it was brutal. Because of the work. He would work so hard for hours that he just wouldn't eat at all.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that is up. Wild.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That guy was nice, but
how do you feel about like work-life balance and stuff then?
Yeah. Let's get into that. Doesn't matter. Listen, the topic is all about the Ariana Grande's mom. That's the only thing we're gonna vote on today.
That's the main thing. That's the only thing I'm telling you right now, DC. Don't change my mind. That's all I'm posting as a poll.
Yes, sir.
It's like, do you think Ariana's mom moans when she hears her daughter's music? Yes or no? That's it. I'm not gonna make mention of anything else.
But yeah, so work-life. I think. There's not much debate here because we agree. I think it's what you said. It's like it's very nice to put in. You find what the minimal effort is for your work, and you go above that, right? So just slightly above that. Don't kill yourself, but don't be at the line. So if one day you feel bad and your performance drops a little bit, you'll be at the minimum, and you'll still be fine.
Yeah, definitely. And I think early on, I think it's kind of fine if you just want to like go and do all that kind of shit just to get out of your system. Mm-hmm. I think everyone does that. They have that like obsessive phase, but I think over time, like you get like that new experience, you pick up on knowledge really quickly, but eventually you have to start focusing on the long game, which is going to be your end up like long-term goals.
Yeah.
You can go to school for the short time and have all this knowledge, but eventually it's the long game that's going to get you. So early on, go ahead, man. Work as many hours as you need to. Do your fucking 14, 15 hours a day. Work 25 hours in the 24 hours you have. Mm-hmm. But eventually you got to find the fucking little balance.
For sure. And also I feel like it's not, this is like being a line cook is awesome. It's great, but it's not a long time goal. Everybody, there's going to be an age where you just can't do it anymore. I don't see many 60-year-old plus line cooks.
It's kind of like, I guess I kind of compare it to like an infantry soldier. Like you can't do that shit forever. At some point, dude, you got to like, figure out some other position, a more appropriate position. And also like it's hard for some people to start keeping up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're slow. I'm just saying their body can't move as fast as they would want to. Some people start having trouble remembering a shit ton of orders.
Oh yeah.
Some cooks start like they're unable to handle the amount of stress. Whereas like, I'm not worried about it. They're like, dude, fuck this. I'm not here for that. I don't have to be here.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. It's like with anything that you do and when you have more experience where you're kind of like a older guy, it takes a lot more to make you care. I don't know if that makes sense, right? But it's like in school when at first like, oh, I have this assignment. Blah, blah, blah. When you're a kid, you're stressed. You're like, oh man, I have to do this, that. Once you get to university, you're like, man, who cares, bro? Like, I just have to pass, I have to get this, I have to understand this, but if I miss one assignment, it's not going to kill me. I think in the same way, when you start off, you miss a bill, or you make a mistake, at first it crushes you. It's like, oh, what am I doing? It's like an existential crisis. Am I even in the right spot as a cook, whatever? But once you get to a certain age, it's not being careless necessarily, but you've been doing this for so long, and you know that you're going to be going on for so long, that individually, each meal, you don't put the care into it. You're not 100% there, I think. And that's also something that kind of hurts everybody else, because people, you're not at the same level. Everybody's like, all right, grinding, hustling. And then there's like older guy, which probably knows what he's doing. Like he's not a bad cook or whatever, but his heart isn't there,
Yeah. I don't think just because you're up at like 5 a.m. and doing your 14 hours doesn't mean you're fucking, I think that sort of mentality is good in the beginning, just to get like good, get your head on straight, kind of get you ready for what to expect. Almost like boot camp, like a nice washout period.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But after a while, it's like, you got to tone it down, because it's not, you are going to end up burning yourself out.
Yeah.
It's going
to be like a Full Metal Jacket situation. 592 Full Metal Jacket, and you get to kill your chef, dude. That's a fantasy many people had, I'm sure.
Many people, yeah. 100% of the time, you just go into that walk-in, you want to lock it right behind the chef and be like, so you fucked up.
Who's a bitch, huh?
Yeah. Who's a bitch now? You think that white coat's gonna save your ass? I don't think so, buddy.
That shit better be bulletproof, dude.
You're the man hiring felons in the kitchen.
Yeah. No, but but I think that when you get to that point, it's partially your fault as well. I'm not going to justify whatever your chef is doing. Probably fucked up. You're probably a national hero. But I'm saying sometimes people put so much stress on them extra than what they should have, that it pushes them to like a burnout stage where, that isn't really warranted, right? It's not their actual work doing it. It's themselves being like, oh, okay, I have to do this. And then like the pressure they add to themselves just make them pop.
Yeah, it's unfair. Unfair and unrealistic.
unfair, unrealistic, 0 out of 10. You know, speaking of, this is what I would rate David Perez's comment. 0 out of 10. Do better next time. Be nice. You know,
I rate David Perez a 0 out of 10. just in general. Yeah. I mean, there's gotta. It says a lot when you have that sort of time to post those kind of comments. You know, me. Here's the thing. Like me, I'm not gonna say that I don't post negative comments. I like to fucking just look. If you ever see me on Facebook, you know it's because I'm about to start fucking trolling people.
You're
just
on Facebook,
talking mad
dude?
shit.
Oh,
I haven't used that thing since like 2010s, man.
well,
Like it's still there. Like the only reason I don't erase it is because like if there's like a new employee, I want to know what the fuck they're about, so I'm going to search them there, and I need an account to do that.
well, then you do a burner account. That's way better. Because if you accidentally like their picture, it's like, oh, Josue, you like that picture of me from 2016? And then you're like, you know, you'll be dumbfounded. But if it's John Smith who liked the picture, then
no. I will own that shit. Sometimes I'll just go to the very first picture you ever uploaded and just hit the like just to see what your reaction is going to be. So yeah, no, when I use Facebook, I'm there to troll.
okay.
But I think you can. What my point is, you can tell the difference between like, oh, this guy's just trying to be funny, versus a David Perez comment where you're like, oh, okay.
Perez might be a cool guy, by the way. No idea. Maybe a huge cock. I don't know. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know. No. Listen. It's like a heckler. Right? It's us and the audience against those bad apples, those Nick Cave and the bad seeds. Right? I think.
The audience is something like I'd probably compare more like the clients that go into restaurants.
Oh no. Well then, you know what my opinion of that is. Don't make me hate the audience.
Tell me what's your opinion about the audience who I'm associating as guests in a restaurant.
I love the audience.
I bet you do. You love every single last one of them.
Yeah.
I bet you appreciate all the kind words, all the positive feedback, letting you know how weird you are.
Actually, yeah. You know what? It's funny to be an irony bro. Scarred by life and more bitter than Persian hogweed. But I gotta say, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys listening, you know, commenting all the time, liking. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Doesn't matter if one or two drunk, idiot, fucking small-cocked retards like to interject from time to time. Doesn't matter. Most of you guys are cool, you know. If ever I decide to, plant a hydrogen bomb in the comment section, I'll tell the cool guys to leave so that you guys will be safe, over at whatever Nirvana.com. You'll be there, safe, and the few bad seeds will be toast, you know. And then we can eat them, you know what I mean? Yeah. Cannibalism, Josue. What's your opinion on that?
I've heard that human is a little more on the salty side, comparable to pork. I'm willing to believe that. Mm-hmm. So I think it'd be kind of nice to. Okay. Right off the bat, I know this video just got that yellow fucking dollar sign. Okay. So okay. Well,
just
anyway,
real quick, we have to end this episode anyways. We're over time, but it's fine. Just say what you think, and I'll agree or disagree.
Pulled pork.
Yeah.
There you go. A pulled pork version of human. Could be interesting. How's that?
Police officers, watch out. All right. For us, it's, what is it? What's your licks? A cook will sway. Just, you're at the right spot. The Instagram.
You're at the right spot, man.
The Instagram's done.
The Instagram's dead. Don't even worry about that. Don't worry about emailing me, nothing. You want to get a hold of us, you come here. Yeah. And you let us know what you think about Ariana Grande's mom. Yeah. Okay? Let us know in the poll.
Uh-huh. Vote. Yes. That's the thing. It's not about where you go. You're in the right spot. Just vote.
And look, if you think that voting is pointless, you're 100% fucking right. Voting on our channel is just absolutely pointless. Yeah. But we'd appreciate it if you just participated.
Well, you do vote in the national elections, don't you? Don't you feel a little stupid? Don't you feel?
I'm not a citizen, so no, I don't.
Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the person out there commenting. Anyway.
Oh my God, DC.
Listen.
Take a sip of your Monster. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Suck it up. Yep. Get that medicine.
All right, cheers. Vote.
Vote. Cheers. Have a good workout, DC.